Hello, fellow Frickers. My name is Mike, and I'm coming to you from the Redwoods of Northern California.
And I'm Jen. Welcome to our world of reselling adventures.
It's nice of you guys to join us on this adventure, this Tupperware adventure that we've been going on. So we started a store. We finally did. We pulled the trigger, and we were doing the math, and it made more sense to go with the $5 store, which only gave you 250 listings, which we ended up going over 250 listings just with our Tupperware. So we paid some insertion fees, and we now have how many listings, Jennifer?
1,000.
1,000 listings. That's 1,000 listings and sales. I think you always keep that in mind. That's the geo. But that should be plenty enough for us in our Tupperware journey.
Yeah.
But we got some comments from our listeners, which was kind of exciting. Jen's always a little nervous that she doesn't want to hear the bad comments, the negative comments. But everybody be nice for laying down comments. Okay, so we got some comments over on YouTube and on Instagram. I want to do the YouTube comment, and Jen can do the Instagram comment. So Jen's always been nervous about our Instagram comments. She's always afraid of the negative comments. So she never wants me to read the negative comments, but we got some positive ones. And the first one was from CGB999. He gave us some good advice on the cost savings between a free reseller account and having an eBay store. And then he also put in a second, or they, I shouldn't say he, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. It sounded like we almost gave them a heart attack when we said that we are going to put the cost of our item in our description. They were like, no, do it somewhere else. Put it in another area. That's because everybody can see it. So that was great advice. Thank you, CGB999. And how about the one over on Instagram, Jen?
Well, thanks to Brett over on Instagram. He walked us through how to create a custom SKU field. I don't know how many postings I have made, how many listings I've put together, and I have never seen where he told us to click to get that box. And now it's coming up on every single one of our listings. So that was tremendously helpful. And I don't know that I would have ever noticed that if it hadn't been for Brett. So thanks, Brett.
Right, exactly. I played around with the custom fields back when I first started, but for some reason, I want to say that not all of them had it. So it's kind of neat to find that button for the custom SKUs to have them always on. So now we can do that. Mm-hmm. All right. So we got a couple of updates on some sales.
All right. So now for a little sales update. Closed out the month of September with 29 transactions. And so far for the month of October, we had 7 transactions. So I'm thinking that it'll start to ramp up as people prepare for Thanksgiving cooking. Hopefully they'll be buying our Tupperware for that. I'm going to list some baking pieces here soon. And then also for Christmas, some people get a jump start on Christmas shopping. So for those early present buyers, I'm going to be listing some Christmas items here real soon.
Cool. So that's almost 1 sale per day. The September, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll go up. The more that we get experience, the more inventory that we have. Because I know I don't know if this is true or not, or if it's just fake Instagram, but I see some people shipping out 15, 20 packages a day. That is insane.
That would be so nice. Love it.
Do you think that that's real, or do you think that they're saving up their sales and just shipping them out at one day?
I think that they're shipping out over the weekend. So they probably stop on Friday, in a normal time. And then whatever sells on Saturday and Sunday, they're probably shipping out on Monday. And I think they're just given a total of, a couple days.
That'd make more sense. Because if we're selling that many, I can't imagine the size of the warehouse that we'd need to have to inventory. It's kind of crazy. That's a full-on legit business with probably employees and everything else.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
I'd love to ship 5 items a day. 5 items a day would make me feel very much worth my time and my trip to the post office.
Okay. Sounds good. That I can't imagine how much busier you would be if you were shipping 5 items a day. That'd be crazy.
It'd be great.
It'd be great. All right. Some of the sales updates that I had, I bought another TENS unit. If you guys don't know what TENS units are, they are the physical therapy, electro things that kind of shock your muscles a little bit. But I bought one at an estate sale not too long ago. Flipped it already really quickly. It was a quick flip. And then I just bought another one at an estate sale, and it just sold. We paid $750 for it, and it shipped for $29.99 plus shipping. So that is a pretty good profit. That might be something that might put out on a bolo to keep your eye out on those tinge units. Always check the battery compartments though, so you can see that they're not corroded. And then also at a moving sale, I scored a whole bunch of Seahawks stuff, Seattle Seahawks football team swag, and I paid $2.38 for a junior jersey, so it was a kid-sized jersey, and it just sold for $12.99 plus ship. So those were pretty good sales that I had.
And we still have quite a few more pieces of Seahawks apparel and stickers and things in our store now. So you can check out our store if you're interested in some Seahawks gear.
Yep, absolutely. All right, moving on to the topic that everybody's been waiting for. What are our quickest flips ever made? Or the quickest things to flip as a reseller? So why don't you go ahead and go first? You're number one, and then I'll go, and then you go, and then I go. Okay?
Well, as you know, I have been packaging up and posting and shipping out a lot of Tupperware here lately. And so I was very excited within 24 hours of posting some double-sided spatulas. I sold 7 of them in one transaction, which I was very, very excited about. And it gave me about $91 in profit. So that transaction felt really good.
Right. And how long? And so going on with the theme, when did you list them and how soon did you sell them?
I think it was towards the end of the day. And by the next day was when we had sold them, in the middle of the morning. So it was
24 hours.
24. Yeah, less than 24 hours. And what is super funny is I had listed a whole bunch of bigger items, and I had room in one of my totes that for storing the things in. And so I specifically went out to the pile, the humongous pile, and I was looking just for like littler things or skinnier, flatter things that I can finish out the tote, just get it like really full, because we really need to maximize our storage situation. And so I just stumbled across those, and I grabbed a handful of them, and I thought, this will work perfect for finishing out that tote. I got them listed, and then just before I could even get the tote put away, we sold them, and I had to take them back out. So now we can go find something else small and flat to put in that tote.
Nice. And we made a new friend with those spatulas. So she's going to be checking out our store and see what other kind of stuff we come across that she might want.
Yeah.
All right. My number. Go ahead. What do you got?
She sent me a list of things that she kind of was on the lookout for. And so now I'll be on the lookout for them as I go through these boxes and try to find them. And maybe we can make some more deals with her. Good to have connections, people who want to buy in bulk, in one transaction. So.
And I'm sure some of our listeners are screaming out there at their computer screens right now because we have not inventoried all of the Tupperware items that we have. We've just been going through the boxes.
It would be so time consuming and so nearly impossible, because I don't know what a lot of the things even are until I know to research them. And if I'm going to research them, I might as well go ahead and get them listed at the same time. So that's just how we've chosen to do it. I can, if it were something I were more familiar with, I could see how we would maybe do that. But this time I don't think it's going to be possible.
No, we're lucky because we're not relying on this as the source of income. So it's like a hobby that's fun. We want to keep it fun because we don't want to get burnt out on it quick. So whatever way works for you is the way that I'm willing to go. All right. So my first and my quickest sale ever was my very first sale, and I was at Jetboil. So I bought this Jetboil at an estate sale for $10, maybe $20. I can't remember, but it was very inexpensive. And I used it for 3 or 4 years, backpacking with it on my own. And then Carl challenged me to sell one of my Jetboils. So I listed it, sold it within a couple of days, and I sold it for 47 plus shipping. So that so far has been my quickest sale.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What's your number 2 quickest sell?
Well, so I was pretty excited to see this one come through. I know that a lot of the pieces that we have are kind of a part of collections. And so people, things break or things go missing, and sometimes they need replacement pieces for some of this Tupperware. But a component that I had not considered was maybe that we would have international buyers. So people move overseas, or maybe these products weren't available to people in other countries. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a combination of both, but I saw sold a large, sheerly elegant bowl to an international customer for $37.90 of profit within just a couple of days of listing it. And so it kind of got my wheels spinning on that international shipping. So as long as people are patient enough to wait for it to come, we do not mind packaging it up, making sure that it's wrapped really well. And I don't mind shipping to international buyers at all, as long as they can be patient for it to be delivered, because it takes a while. But I was excited to see an international person buy a piece of our Tupperware.
Yep, exactly. You are missing out if you do not have international shipping on or international buyers on. It was just,
and it's really not hard. No,
not at all.
I mean, it's just take it to the post office like regular. It's just you print off the labels just like regular, and you take it to the post office just like regular. So
Yep.
Easy.
Yep. Super easy. All right. My second one that just sold recently, that is one of my quickest flips, is we had 3 of the Jetboil stands. Now, they weren't moving. And so they are my quickest, but they've also been a long item that we had in our inventory. So they weren't moving. So I cut the price almost in half because they're free items for us, and we didn't need to make a ton of money on them. But when I cut the item in half, cut the price in half. I didn't realize that I hadn't put free shipping, or that I had free shipping on it. Lost money on the very first one that sold. But as soon as we changed the shipping to buyer pay shipping, those other two sold super quick. It was just like bang, 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 all 3 of them. It's crazy.
It really was. And it was me that listed it with free shipping. That wasn't your fault. When I was researching them, everyone else seemed to have theirs listed with free shipping. And it was before we had made the decision to just let people pay for their shipping. So I had a few items, but that has tripped us up a couple of times, and we're not doing that anymore. So learn the lesson, and those few, if we need to find a positive way to look at selling something for a loss or taking a little bit of a hit, it still is giving us a positive transaction for our account and now for our store. And so, when people rate us positively or provide nice feedback, and it just goes to show that we've had multiple sales. And so I just kind of look at it as like, well, at least it's the cost of doing business. Occasionally you don't make a ton of profit. But yeah, that up to sold quickly. So,
yep.
Who knows?
I love it. I don't mind things selling quickly and just taking a few bucks off of it. So in your vast experience of being on YouTube or eBay now, what are some other things that you think our listeners might want to know about that are quick flips? Like, what do you see out at yard sales frequently or at estate sales that is going to sell really quick?
I have noticed that for our store, some things that fall into the genre of mid-century modern, sort of an architectural style, it's a design style. It seems to be kind of popular here lately. It's very minimalistic style, but the things that we've picked up that have been mid-century modern in design or in style have been sold relatively fast. I got some salad tongs that sold really quickly that were orange. I have a black pair that are still in our store that I picked up that I thought will go maybe for Halloween. And so we've sold several items that would fit underneath that category. So I think that is sort of an underlooked kind of design trend that's resurfacing here.
Cool. And the one for me that I see all the time and I have a really good success in flipping is fishing stuff. So I bought a couple of fishing reels, and I don't know fishing really, really good or the brands. You can just tell when something's substantial, right? When it's good quality. So if you want to take the time to learn, I found quite a few fishing reels or even hunting supplies. Got quite a few hunting supplies on our channel that is doing really good. So I would always pick up hunting and fishing stuff, and it just, even if you're willing to take a loss on it, I have some of our stuff priced pretty high because it's pretty good quality stuff, and it's got a ton of viewers. So I know if I drop that price down, somebody will jump on it right away. So
Absolutely. And that higher quality does seem to be a point of a learning curve. Like there is a level that people are looking to buy at secondhand. And in doing some research, I stumbled across someone who gave the advice. They focus on reselling clothing, and we haven't really tackled that. There have been a few pieces of my own clothing that we've listed, just to get rid of them. But they are feeling the fabric and they're shopping secondhand. They're just going down. They're not necessarily pulling and looking through a thing. They're feeling. And when they feel something that feels expensive or quality, then that's when they look at it and check the label. And so I thought that was a really interesting point. So if your specialty is going to be clothing, you may focus on learning what really high-end fabric feels like. And there is a difference than the cheaply made clothing. You can definitely feel that. And then the other one that I would have to contribute is I do a lot of reading myself. I love to read. And, before the store, I would frequently put any books that I purchased into a little free library, or I would hand them off to the next person that I know that I would think would really enjoy the book. And I still do that. But there have been a few books that we have listed. And I am curious to learn more about how people are being so successful with books. The few experiences that I've had selling the books dangerously close to not even really being worth it, talking about it with like $1 or like 30 cents worth of profit. Now it wasn't it was an item I bought for myself to enjoy, and I did. And so any amount that you get back is fine. It is fun, but I think I'll probably just stick with donating those to the little free library or handing them off, because it's, if it takes 10 minutes to list a book and 5 minutes to package one up when it sells, I'm sure that 30 cents is really what I was looking for that, 20 minutes worth of stuff.
Yeah, we've had that conversation quite a few times of how these people are making money on books. And it's a whole new world that we have no idea and we don't understand. I think it's something worth going into also, because we both love books. I love records and books and all kinds of old stuff. Maybe after all the Tupperware is gone, we can start stocking up on the books.
Maybe.
All right. Speaking of Tupperware, we got the Tupperware update. So as we've been going along, you all know that we bought everything. We're all in for this Tupperware haul, $1,900. So far, we have a net profit of $299.16 net profit. That's after eBay's tremendous fees and shipping and everything else. So that leaves us still in the red at $1,684 to go. But we've had 20 listings sold so far of the Tupperware. And Jen's bundled some of those listings together. So it doesn't mean it's just one piece. And we have an average net profit of $14.96 so far per listing. Pretty darn good money. I like it. I can live with that.
Not bad.
And we're crushing it. How many listings do you think you have? 200? What?
Oh, gosh.
Just off the top of your head. You don't have to be exact.
I think I have like close to 300 listed right now.
300?
But not multiples. 300 listings or so, don't it?
And we still haven't even made a dent in that pile in the garage. So I'm thinking there's more than 500.
I think there is. And that does not even include the multiples of things. I think I have probably over 30 items listed. Not all Tupperware, but all across all of our listings, I think I have somewhere close to 30 that are in some degree of multiple. Some just one or two, but some, a handful more, so I like multiples. They make me happy. It feels like I'm accomplishing a lot.
Yep. I like it. I think we really did a good job with this Tupperware haul. It was scary to take on such a big amount of inventory and for that kind of a cost. And I'm actually surprised that you went with it as easily as you did. I thought I was going to have to talk you into that one a little bit more.
It was scarier for me than it was for you. I don't think it was very hard for you. I think you're just saying that to make me feel better. I'm very conservative when it comes to most things, and especially money. in our marriage, there's always one saver and there's always one spender. We shop it only to spend, but you definitely are the spender in our relationship, and I'm probably more the like, oh, let's be careful. let's make our decisions wisely, you know. And so,
That's why I was surprised when you agreed $1,000 for the Tupperware to buy Tupperware. It's kind of funny.
I felt really confident that it would be enough work to carry through the winter, because where we live, there's not going to be a lot of yard sales, and we seem to do better at yard sales than we do at thrift stores, which I think is pretty much everyone's experience. I think you can go to the thrift store, and I think there are things that you can find that are amazing there, but to our untrained eye, I'm not sure that it is working out as good as yard sales have worked out for us. And so, combined with that, I wasn't sure if like we were going to experience another like COVID situation over the winter. In our area, we, you know, it has been pretty liberal and lax. Like we haven't had any kind of shutdowns or restrictions or anything for a while, but I wasn't sure if as we headed into the winter season, if maybe it would become even more challenging to source things. And so I thought, well, at least, you know, this gives us more potential than it could should the world decide to like kind of slow down again. So
you think way too hard on that stuff because that shouldn't even been a thought in your brain. Our area doesn't experience seasonal yard sales. It's yard sale season all the time here. So there's not going to be any problem getting the yard sales. Like other areas, Minnesota, Colorado, all those areas, they have yard sale season. We just have kind of iffy weather. That's about it.
And it doesn't mean that I have to be out in that weather. Yeah, that weather.
So Jennifer has yard sale season. It doesn't mean that other people have yard sale season.
Yeah, it's my yard sale season. I prefer. I love being at home in my warm, cozy house, listing Tupperware. It's just fine by me.
All right, fair enough. All right, so it's my week for trivia, and what we got is some more Tupperware trivia. I know. It's going to be a lot of Tupperware, everything. Because I'm fascinated with Tupperware right now. All right, Jennifer, these are true or false. All three of them are going to be true or false. Okay. Tupperware was invented by Earl Tupper in 1946. True or false?
I don't think false. I don't think 46 is right.
Oh, really? You think Earl Tupper is true, but not 1946?
I think the 46 part is wrong.
No, it is true. It is 1946. Really? When I read this, I was like, there's no way Earl Tupper made Tupperware, but it doesn't make sense.
I really thought that Tupperware started in the 50s or the 60s, and I thought that's what you were trying to trip me up with. But I didn't know that it was in the 40s. 46?
That's a long time ago, but it would live. And it goes on to our next question. True or false? Okay. Tupperware officially went out of business in 1992.
They still have a website right now.
Oh, they do? Yeah. All right. Ding, ding, ding. You get that one right. September 2021, Tupperware Brands Incorporation. They have been behind in the Tupperware products. They faced a lot of financial challenges, restructuring, but they have not gone out of business as of 2021.
You can still order Tupperware right now.
There's not very many that you can order on their website. It's kind of crazy. I was checking it out.
Oh, really?
1992 was the year that I graduated high school. That's why they could have went out of business in 1992. Oh. When did you graduate high school, Jen?
1999.
Wow. You're a young thing. All right. You've got 1 for 2 so far. And so this last one is gonna really determine if you win trivia this week or not. Another true or false. The Rock and Serve. You know what the Rock and Serve Tupperware is, right?
I do.
The Rock and Serve Tupperware is gonna make the Craftons rich.
Oh, true.
Yeah, you got it. Exactly. whole box full of that rock and serve stuff. Man, I can't wait till you list that stuff.
Remember that. I've been trying. I saw like everything last year. I changed my mind about when I'm in. I was like, "There's Thanksgiving coming. I should list the silicone baking things." And then I thought, "Oh, Christmas is coming. I should list the bread and green things." And then I'm like, "Oh no, I'm gonna get the Halloween thing listed." So I just have a never-ending amount of choices and what to pick next.
Start pulling boxes and list it. We got the important stuff listed. All right. Thanks for tuning in this week, you guys. Everyone shouldn't say you guys. That's kind of inclusive.
Trim that.
I won't trim it out, but I'll just ask for forgiveness that we're still learning PC correct terminology here on the Pickers Podcast. But we do appreciate everyone. And if you wouldn't mind giving us a review over on Apple Podcasts, that'd be great. And then if you have your own items that were your quickest flips, remember to put them in the comments down below. Or you can get over to us on Instagram, which our Instagram is actually kind of blowing up recently. It's kind of cool. That's at Pickers Podcast. Or I've been focusing on, do you know what X is? You know what the social media app X?
No, I don't have that.
It's Twitter. It's the old Twitter. Elon turned it in, calls it X now. Okay. But I really think that's the future. I'm always trying to jump ahead of the latest and greatest. So I think he's really going to do something awesome with it. So I've been focusing a lot of my time over there, putting stuff up. So join us in that. That is at the podcast Picker over on X, because Pickers Podcast was already taken.
Are you going to tweet our Tupperware, Mike?
I'm going to be tweeting the Tupperware. That's funny, Jen. All right, fellow Pickers, go find your own treasures one story at a time.
And remember, it's about more than just reselling. It's about sharing the treasure.
Awesome.